All right, guys. Hey, welcome to Joe's RC Corner. And today we have a special project that I need to get completed. So stay tuned. I'll show you what it is. All right, guys, so like I said, there's a special project I need to get done this week. Wednesday, I have an air conditioning company coming out, and we're going to be putting an air conditioner in my garage because, as you all know, I live in the Southwest in New Mexico, and it gets freaking hot out here in the summer. So we're going to be taking these wings down behind me. And we're going to be getting this area prepped and cleared off so they can install a ductless AC unit in my garage. Now, there's an issue with putting in an air conditioner in the garage, and that's usually the garage door. Now, my garage door is not insulated for radiant heat. So, however, it is insulated for sound deadening, which is great, but makes it kind of doesn't really help when it comes to the summer, or any time for that matter, when the sun is on the west side and my door faces the west. So what happens is we get a lot of radiant heat coming from that door, and I don't want to have that AC running non-stop, so I want to try to limit some of that radiant heat from getting into the garage here. So that way I can continue working into the summer comfortably on my Zenith Cruzer. So what we're going to do is I went over to Home Depot and purchased a bit of 1-inch foam insulation. And I'm going to turn the camera around and let you guys see. Yes, we got this 1-inch foam insulation. We're going to be cutting it into pieces, and we're going to stick them on here. And then I bought a roll of aluminum flashing and some screws that will go from this beam and across the foam to this beam, and they're going to be screwed in place. And that'll just keep that foam in place on here, and it should be one long strip across. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 door panels that we're going to be doing this to, and that should help a lot with that radiant heat coming in through the garage, into the garage. That way, when I have my air conditioner running, I won't be fighting that heat in the summertime in the afternoon. So there you go, guys. That's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to do it in time lapse, and we'll get to work. guys, so we're back from the time lapse here, and got a lot done. Nothing on the airplane itself, but we did get the garage door insulated. So just to go over a little bit of what we did, I had to change my plan mid-stroke here. So originally the plan was to basically cover each door panel of the garage door in the flashing. Unfortunately, it came out a little bit too heavy just with two of them on there, so I had to change my plan. And I'll go ahead and turn the camera around, let you guys see. Okay, so as you can see, we do have all the flashing in, or all of the insulation in place. And what we ended up doing instead is I cut these strips right here, and that is holding the foam in place, and it's wedged in there nice and tight. But that holds it in place, keeps it from popping out. And of course, this one, I left a bigger one here that I can use as a dry erase board. I can write on it with Sharpie or whatever I want, and I can erase it. Now I didn't, this piece is galvanized steel. So magnetic, so I can put some papers on there. I can write on it and put some notes of things to do, what I need to get done. So that worked out really nice. And of course, like I said, they got the straps here. Now the top one, the way my door is, it's a little bit awkward. So I use some contact spray cement, and that worked really well. Holds those in place, and then used a little bit of the aluminum tape. I did use a little bit of aluminum tape on this bottom one as well, because that was my first set, and they didn't fit as tightly. So I went ahead and we fixed that with some tape. I'm going to clean off the 3M stuff so it'll all match. But really nice, really works great. And I now have an extra surface to go ahead and put some stuff on and write down what I'm doing next. So there you go, guys. All right, so that's all we're going to be getting done today. Tomorrow, I'm going to tackle getting my airplanes off the wall in preparation for them to install the air conditioner on that wall. So we'll be relocating those airplanes temporarily into the house to keep them safe and keep them away from the guys coming in here. I do have that day off, or not off, but I have the day that they're going to be coming and installing. I'm going to be working from home, so I'll be able to make sure that my airplane is out of the way for them. I don't want to have anyone accidentally pulling on any of the skins, getting caught on anything, or getting hurt, scratched, or anything like that. So we'll relocate the aircraft out of the way when they come out to install the AC. Temperature differences between the wall or the new insulation. It's actually about 20 degrees difference. So let's see here. I got a little thermometer here I got before Radio Shack closed long ago. So let's see here. I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to read it, but let's go ahead and... so this is the area that's not... and we are reading 111 degrees in that little section there. The foam now insulation is reading 84. So major difference in temperature. So major difference in the temperature between those areas. That little small section I'm not going to concern myself too much about. It's kind of hard to insulate that small area anyway, because that's where the door bends. So I can't really do much about that. I've thought about maybe getting some fiberglass insulation and shoving it in there and maybe taping it, but I'm not sure it's really that necessary. You know, just right now, without the air conditioner on, it does feel quite a bit different than usual. So really happy with how that turned out. So tomorrow we're going to tackle this, get all that cleared off, get it cleaned out, and get it prepped for the air conditioner to be installed there. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, so welcome to the next day. So today we're going to finish up a little bit of prep work to get that AC in this week. So first we're going to be doing is taking down all the airplanes off the wall here, and then we're going to start pulling down the rack system. I'm going to probably redo the rack system when I do get that AC installed and we decide to put the airplanes back over here again. Some of the airplanes I actually want to store as more of a display as well. Similar, probably like the Super Chipmunk here, and maybe thought about you also doing the Cougar also, hanging it up on the ceiling somewhere up over here where there's a lot of open space. That way clears that wall off a little bit more, and I think there'll be a nice display as well as taking them out to the field and flying. Next week we might be going out to the flying field, so I'll bring you guys along for the ride. And my father wants to go out to the dirt field. Don't really like going out to the dirt field, but no one else will usually be out there, so should have the field all to ourselves. And so anyways, that's the plan. So that's today's work. We're going to get that down. If I still have time today, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I might try to get done today on the Zenith Cruzer as well. Okay, guys, so I found seemed to be a pretty neat tool. I've never seen it before. It's made by Dremel. It's called the Very Tool, I think they called it. The Versa Tool. The Versa Tool, yeah. It's a pretty neat little device, and I did a quick test section here because I know I'm going to have to scuff up this aluminum in preparation for the primer and paint to make sure it sticks really well. And this has little Scotch-Brite pads on it. So it seems to work very, very well. I'm not sure how long the battery will last. I only charged it yesterday, but I'm going to use it quite a bit extensively here as well. As you can see, I can use it on that etching primer, and it gets a really nice scuff on that, which is good because that allows that's going to allow the epoxy primer to get a really nice bite onto this. So I'm going to have to take a lot of this this primer off of it. I probably shouldn't have primed inside here with the self-etching since I'm going to be using the epoxy primers. But that's okay. It seems to work pretty good. Do a quick little demonstration if anybody hasn't used one before. So in this area here, as you can see, it's got the etching primer and this doesn't. But we'll go ahead and turn that on. And it's just a little orbiter. As you see, it works pretty darn good. Takes off, if not most, all of the that etching primer, which actually is a good thing because that epoxy primer will need a good scuffed up surface to get a mechanical bond to the aluminum. So we'll be doing most of this interior this way, trying to get most of it off. You know, if not, at least exposing, you know, at least 80 to 90% of the aluminum with this tool, and I have more pads for it, which will allow a very good bond to that aluminum in preparation for the final color coat. So that's the plan, guys. We'll see what we can get done. Also, if you saw in the last video about the riv nut situation, I'm finding the aluminum ones are really bad. It's almost impossible on this, especially on this thin aluminum, to get this the thin sheet in here to get a good bite on these. So my plan is I bought some steel ones. I'm going to cut these off, and I'm going to try a stainless steel one, see how that works. If that works out pretty good, then I'll replace most of these. If not, then this back tunnel I may end up just riveted in place towards the end. And then just riv nutting this section instead. And then the riv nuts here, I think I might also, the ones that I do have in here that are aluminum, I may replace those to the steel as well. Now, I did change my mind in regards to the size, which is part of the reason why I might go ahead and replace them. I ended up switching out to 832 hardware, which is a little bit coarser, a little bit bigger in the thread. And I found these screws and figured I might try these. The socket heads, I kind of like these better. They have a little bit bigger Allen or hex key in there, so a lot harder to strip those out for the torqueness that we're doing on just storing that. So I might try out those, see how those work out, and then replace all of those with the 832s. Like I said, this side right here, I still want to use the buttons so I might still use 632s here if I can find some online. If not, well, I have button head 832s as well, so that should be fine. Because I don't want to scratch my arm up on that, but I think it would be kind of nice to have them on the panel, and they'll look a little bit decent. They'll look a little bit nicer on there, I think. But we'll see how we go. We can always replace the screws later once we get the rivet nuts in place. And as you saw yesterday's on yesterday's portion of the video, we did add this. Now I can keep my to-do list on similar to like a dry erase board on here. All the insulation is now done on the main door going outside, so that way when the AC is running, we'll be good to go. So that's the plan for today. We're going to go ahead and get back to work, and we're going to get started on the project so we can get things ready for this week's AC installation in the garage. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so the airplane is now, all the airplanes are now removed from this wall. I went ahead and filled all the holes so I can rearrange how everything goes, so I can try to get everything up there a little bit neater. So that's kind of my plan, is to work out once the AC is in place. I'm not sure where they're going to put it yet, but somewhere on this wall the AC unit will be, and then we'll go ahead and remount all the aircraft either on the wall or maybe hanging up from the ceiling. So that's kind of the plan for right now. So next steps, let's get this all cleaned up, and we can go ahead and maybe start doing a little bit on the Cruzer today. I'm not going to do a whole lot today. I don't want to get stuck in a big project here, but we'll get started and get something done. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll turn around and start working after we clean up. Alright guys, so welcome back to the end of the video. So like I said, this is all we got done today. We got a pretty good amount of work done this weekend, just not on the plane. Next week, we're going to be working on the prep for the interior paint. So we will be getting the interior all roughed up and sanded and cleaned and ready, and then we'll mix up some of that epoxy primer. I'm going to thin it out this time a little bit more because we do want to keep some of that weight off, because I'm using automotive two-part epoxy paint, not aircraft. So it may be a little bit heavier due to the thickness. I'm not sure. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just going by what other people have mentioned. This stuff can tend to go on fairly thick when you mix it the way the manufacturer recommends. So we will be thinning it out a little bit, and I'm not sure what the ratio is. I'm going to take a look, see what's the best, and then we'll get that primed hopefully. So I do have some plastic tarp. We will be hanging between this side of the garage and the other. I also want to protect that new air conditioner once it gets installed. So we work on that, getting the plastic up. I'm going to put plastic on the floor, get it in there, tape everything off, get it completely prepped and ready to go, and then we'll lay out that primer. So the primer and the paint that I'm using, it does say that you can spray the color, the base coat, as soon as the primer is tacky. Otherwise, you have to go back and sand everything and then put that final base coat on. I'm not sure what's best, but I did the landing gear and the nose gear waiting until it was just tacky, so then I went from there. So like I was mentioning, we did the gear, I did the same thing. I went ahead and sprayed the primer, and then as soon as it started to get tacky, I went ahead and sprayed the base coat. I think I did 3 coats of the black on top of that 1 coat of primer. Worked out really well. It sticks very, very well. But the interior is going to be, there's going to be a lot more traffic in there, things hitting and walking and treading, all that fun stuff. So we want to make sure that it's really good and that everything is looking really nice on there before we get that paint on there, because we want to make sure that it's cured. And then we're going to wait 2 weeks. During that 2-week time frame, I think what I might do is cut out the new instrument panel and maybe start working on getting some of that laid out and decide where everything's going to go on there. I do also still need to make up the avionics tray and things like that. So there's still quite a bit of work still to get done here on the fuselage before we get any further. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around. I'll do a quick show of what we did. I'll show you really quickly what I accomplished today. I'm pretty stoked with what we got done. But let's turn the camera around and take a look. All right, guys, so as you can see, I already mentioned we got all this taken care of. I now have my list written out of things that I need to get done next. A little bit of inspiration for my build. And just reminders to me, this is all the tension nuts. So the AN365s and AN310, and then the AN bolt that you'll use, and then what the inch pound should be. Because you got to keep in mind with the lock nuts, it's a little bit different. So just have that there as a reminder so I can check. So like I said, we got all this insulated, ready for the air conditioner to be installed. Amazingly, this little guy is actually doing much better just with this added, but still not great. So we're going to go ahead and get that AC installed Wednesday. Got my bench kind of cleared off, and of course the wall is now patched all the holes and painted that to make it look nice and clean again. So this is about where the AC is going to be mounted. That'll blow up and over the aircraft and keep this whole garage nice and cool, which is going to be great. Looking forward to that. And then I did relocate one of my lights so that way it's more over this area so I can see a little bit better while I'm working without putting additional lighting out here. But still can use that additional lighting if I need to. So again, like I said, next steps is going to be getting this all worn down and get it all cleaned up, get it prepped for paint. Same thing with the rudder pedals. I've already had the mock-up on here, so now we're just going to get it cleaned up and get it painted. So other than that, guys, that's what we have for today. All right, so that's it, guys. That's all for the video for this week. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you visit some of my friends' YouTube videos. I'm going to go ahead and put those at the end of the video. Links will also be in the description. If you want to purchase a t-shirt to help support the build, go ahead and visit my Teespring store. Also, link will be in the description. And go ahead and purchase a t-shirt, help me out, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because everyone helps, and I'm trying to get to that 1,000 mark. So help me out, support me, and see you on the next video. Keep building and keep flying.